Oh, yeah. Welcome to the Daily HiFi Podcast. We do this every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern. My name is Chana. With me today, we've got Mr. Joe and Tell. What's going on, Joe?
What's going on, man? I just got out of the cold plunge, so
You just got out of a cold
I was,
shower?
I was feeling like a little sleepy. Try to get my coffee at Starbucks, and takes a while to kick in. Just didn't get enough sleep, so right before the show, hopped in that cold plunge real quick, and now I'm feeling good. Let's see how long it lasts, though. How about
Let's
you?
see. Let's
How
see
you
how long it
feeling?
lasts. Oh man, I'm tired, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, birthday festivities last night, kind of.
a little partying.
Yeah, a little dinner, a little bar hopping. Um,
Happy belated, by the way. Even
hey,
though I
thank
said
you.
it a day before, the day of, and now the day after. So you get 3 birthday greetings from me.
3 happy birthdays from Joe. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, no, it was funny because I have my first training session today at like 9 in the morning. So thank goodness I didn't choose 8 o'clock, and I was barely there. Like I was just doing the exercises. I'm like, am I actually what do you call it?
Oh, you
Like
had like a
I was like
personal training
physically
type of
there,
deal?
but just mentally not there, you know?
You had like a personal trainer type of deal?
Yeah.
Yeah, how was that?
It was good.
Did they push you?
Yeah, we did lower body today.
Yeah.
That's probably not the best thing to do after a night of birthday and drinking and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's good. Good.
Yeah.
Good to have a trainer because sometimes, you know, you may not push yourself as hard as you maybe possibly can. Like maybe they see something
Yeah.
that you don't, or
Yeah,
stuff like
like bad form and all that kind of stuff.
form. But also,
Right.
it's kind of like if you have to lift something kind of heavy. If you're by yourself, you're like, maybe I'll take a few pounds off just in case.
Yeah. And then I have like these ankle situations. And so he's like, it looks like you're compensating. So he's like, um just try and like walk normally or do this so that you're not I guess when if I'm kind of not walking correctly because I got like some discomfort in my ankle or heel or
Mm,
something like that,
yeah.
I'm stepping in a different way, and then that means some muscles aren't being worked properly, and then some are being overworked or overused in a different way or some shit like that. So
Yeah.
um
As I said, Marv says lower body exercise. And then you were saying something about compensating. What, you got like a lifted truck or what?
yeah. Jana's ankle situation is my favorite jam band. You guys are hilarious. I love it.
So what's new over there? What's new in the studio?
A lot of stuff actually.
I see
The
boxes.
studio's actually a mess again. I'm
Oh, you
looking.
should see. My place is horrible right now.
Oh yeah. Hey, I found.
Well, whenever it's messy, that means that you're actually doing work, right?
Yeah.
When it's clean, you're thinking about doing work. Like you're planning on doing future work. When it's as messy as my place is right now, there's current work. Ripewave knows. Ripewave's in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
He says it's been a while. I miss you guys. Ripewave does all kinds of reviews on AVRs, and I'm sure, when there's work being done, I'm sure that living room or wherever he's doing, wherever he's testing is not looking the best. That's just how it is. But what is that? What is that box in the background? Are we allowed to talk about whatever? I don't know what it is.
This is an audio rack. So I needed to add rack shelving. So remember the rack that I brought over for when we did the show?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, the VTI one. So
Yeah.
I needed, and the cool part about the VTI is that it's modular in a sense, right? So
Pretty lightweight too, but
yeah,
it looks
pretty
nice.
lightweight. So they come with a 9-inch and 2 7-inch shelves. And so I needed to order 2 more 9-inch shelves. Right. And they also have if you have a really big beast of an amp, they have like a 13-inch.
Oh,
Right. So if you want to have like some more airflow, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So what is it that why do you need more shelf space? Like, are you allowed to say what the reason is or not yet? What is the deal? You always get the silly smile, you guys. Like whenever look at this.
Ah!
Oh,
I just did the
what is
photo
that
shoot
thing
for
called?
this.
What is that thing called?
This is called the Act 4. The Acurus Act 4.
Huh? Have you that thing looks really cool.
Very good.
It looks pretty light though. Is it a pre-pro?
Yeah, it is.
Like the way you're holding it and spinning it around doesn't look like, when a heavy amp, you could tell somebody's like having a tough time with it. Wow, look at that. So what is that? 16 channels?
Yep. I mean, they do what you say you hate.
What do I hate?
They call it 20 channels because
the 4 subs.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't say I hate it. It's just misleading, right?
It's actually interesting. Where's this thing? Here it is. The way they do it is they actually they can do 5 subs. Right?
Oh, okay.
So they have this breakout cable, which is like 4 XLRs, and then it's like a RS-232.
Oh, cool.
That goes to the back of that. So you can do 5 subs. So if you guys are going to Cedia, they have a room where they're running 956. 956, and then the subwoofers are gonna have like multiple drivers in them. It's gonna be banging in there. But yeah, so I'm trying to prep the space. So I got cable labels. These ones are kind of nice.
Okay.
And I did these are all for the speaker cables. So I did the front stage with the red. I did I color coded it so I could just see. Orange are the other ear level speakers, right? Mm-hmm. And then the blues are the heights. Since it came with all kinds, there's still more. I'm like, what am I gonna do with all these goddamn labels? It's labeled city over here. What the fuck? So I was like, screw it. Let's just do more. So there's that. And they also came with these. These are heavier. 2 of these guys. Oh.
Okay, those are amps?
Yeah, this is an Acurus M8 8-channel amplifier. Ooh. This one's heavy. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, so 2 of these for 16 channels. And I found out that the power rating on those the power rating on that thing is pretty awesome. Okay. And I think they're 200 a watt of something or other. Let's open the manual here. Because that's what professionals do, Joe.
Oh, I see.
They RTFM.
Well, hey, while you're reading that, there's a update to Magic Beans actually.
Oh,
it hasn't been released yet. It'll be released probably either tonight or tomorrow. Which I don't know if this is helpful to you, but it's we've added support for Acurus Muse.
Oh, really?
I don't know how similar it is
exactly the same.
Oh, what
really?
A coincidence. Yeah. Hey,
Joe, you planned this, didn't you?
Right?
You sneaky, you cheeky monkey.
You think I'm not over here just relaxing in my hot tub? Nah.
Wow. So what's up, dude? You wanna come by here? And
I'm just saying that any ways that make stuff easier for people. So in addition to that, so not a ton of people have Acurus.
Correct.
Right? So it's kind of I'll tell you more about that later, but okay. We support that. But also with Wipeout, it was so tricky because there's so many versions of Wipeout. There's a version of Wipeout for like older ones that only have graphic EQ. And then what we've been finding out is like there's a 2018 to like 2000. I don't know if it's 2018 or 2015. I'd have to look.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. 2000. I have a spreadsheet open here. Like 2000, I think, yeah, 2018 to 2020, something like that. Anyway, basically there's an RX and the CX, right? Which is confusing to me. I've never reviewed a Yamaha AVR, but they have CX models, RX, and they're slightly different.
Yeah,
their PEQ settings are slightly different. I'm like, oh, so that we have to support both of those. But then the ones that are the newer ones, right? 2022, which are like RX, and then it's like A, and then two more like a number, and then A, something like that, right?
Yeah, because those are the Avantage.
Avantage. Okay, so
the Avantage.
Yeah.
And so like that's the A4A, A6A, A8A, right? That
yes.
I have the A8A.
Now those have a different set of PEQs. So all very different. And the new update should allow support for all of them. So currently we have one for the CX and the old graphic EQ, but not one for the RX. And am I saying that right? Yeah, not one for the RX and the newer RXA whatever. So that should be up either tonight, tomorrow, something like that. But I can do a little discount too. I haven't done that. We're usually pretty good about doing discount stuff, right? For our toolkit.
Yeah.
Let's do that. I'll add it after the show, so it's not going to be active as we
love Wipeout. Where's Paul?
Do that.
Where's Paul?
The true target with I love Wipeout. Do that. So if you have Wipeout and you've been waiting on, support for your particular one, there you go. You still have to manually enter it in, which I don't love. But
if you watch my video about it, it's easier to do it on the web thing. It is still a pain in the butt.
Still got to type in numbers.
Yeah, and it takes time, but
so there you go.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. Good shit with the update.
Yeah.
Because if you follow my Instagram story, go ahead and follow at The Real Techno Dad on Instagram. If you noticed on Friday, I ended up in the middle of nowhere. My friends were like, "Yeah, come out to this thing, just hang out for a couple hours. We're all gonna be there. There's gonna be a bunch of people, yada yada yada." Here are the coordinates. Coordinates, Joe. Latitude and longitude.
Oh wow.
It's what I got, right? That's what I got. And then I stuck it in to Google there, and Google, here's how you get there. So I went there, and it was like this. Like the sand and bumps and just in the middle of nowhere. And I finally get to the place. And I'm like, there's like 7 people there. I'm like, hi. And then I'm looking around. I'm like, nobody's here. None of my friends are here. I don't know any of these people. I was like, hi, I'm Chana. Nice to meet you guys. They're like, who are you? I'm like, hi, I'm Chana. He's like, how did you get here? I'm like, well, clearly somebody gave me the coordinates. It's not like I just happened upon you guys. Like I clearly knew somebody. So anyway, after all, we figured it out that my friends weren't even going to come for like another few hours. So I was just there. But in true Chana fashion, I made friends real quick. And yeah, randomly, there's this one DJ person from LA, and then this other girl, her boyfriend, is a producer who produces for DJ Dan, one of the old school DJs that I used to see back in the 90s and early 2000s. So they're all coming over here to the studio once I started talking about Dolby Atmos and spatial audio. And I was like, yeah, if you got some remix stems, you and Dan and your boyfriend, whatever, come on through. I'll play you some stuff. You're going to be blown away, and you're going to be like, hey, can you mix my thing in Atmos? As soon as they hear it. So I got to get the studio up and running, Joe. So thank you.
Let's go.
This is the tie-in. Thank you for having that Acurus export now, because that's going to help.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I don't have very many other topics today, but if there are any questions in the chat, it's always fun to just answer questions. Always be
networking.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it was pretty funny. But okay. Another thing from the weekend, I forgot my DJ headphones, but I have these Apple AirPods with the like actual connector. These things suck. Holy shit, do they suck, dude? It's all highs. Like, that no highs, no bows, no lows, but must be bows. No, it must be these stupid Apple things. These things are garbage.
Well, those old ones didn't seal very well. The new ones at least have a seal.
Correct. Yeah, these are the old ass ones, and like, because I know what it sounds
earwax,
like.
Like the more earwax you have, like the more greasy, then it creates like a greasy seal of earwax. Yeah, no. Hey, surprising those actually sounded okay when you'd make a call with them. Like, remember you used to call in, and the microphone, the wired microphone,
great,
actually sounded pretty good.
But that's not part of the headphone part. That's just the inline mic, right? That's not part of the headphone.
So it sounds good for everybody else, but just not for you.
Not for you, yeah. So I'm trying to, like, as soon as I'm like trying to DJ something and I turn on my cue in the headphone, I was just blasted by highs. I was just like, oh, this is not good. I felt that's what Steve Jobs thought of music in general.
No, I think he was an audiophile. He looks like he'd be an audiophile.
Oh, he looks like he'd spend a lot of money on some B&Ws and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. He looks like something he'd do.
Yeah, probably.
He looks like the type of guy who's into quality.
Mm-hmm.
And he had enough money to buy whatever he wanted. So, no seal equals no bass. That's correct. And also super chats are appreciated. So if you do have a question that you definitely want us to answer, we're gonna try to get to as many as we can. But it definitely helps out our channel. So it helps out this channel and helps pay for all the things we have to pay for. And yeah, we appreciate it.
That's right. All right. So I've got the stats here on this amplifier.
Okay.
All right. This is the Acurus M8. They also have a 4-channel. So what's interesting is that this can do you can bridge some of these channels. So let's say, right, you have 11 speakers. You would have to buy 2 of these things, right? But what you can do is you can bridge 3 of the pairs, so you can send more power to your front stage and still have enough for the other speakers. It's pretty interesting. So we got 200 watts, all channels driven, 4 ohm or 8 ohm. And you can bridge mono, all channels, for 320 watts. So pretty hefty. Class D. Weren't we just talking about Class D the other day?
Mm-hmm.
And how awesome they are now. Now, here's something interesting. And this got me on some other shit too. Power output on a 20 amp dedicated circuit, you're getting more wattage. You're getting more output out of these amps. And that's when I started asking questions here in the office last week. Do we have a 20 amp circuit? And we went to the breaker panel. Sure enough, we do.
Yeah.
And then I was looking up more stuff. They're like, well, you could have a 20 amp line, but are the actual plugs, the receptacles, are those 20 amp? Shit, how do you know that? So then I found that out, and guess what? They are. So now, to get all of this extra 20 amp dedicated circuit business going on, I had to get a new power conditioner. Joe. So I'm gonna show you the one I ordered. It should be here on Thursday. If everything goes right. It's a Furman. Now, of course, you could go with something like an Audio Quest Niagara for like $6,000. You can do that. I did not do that. I went with something a lot cheaper. Still expensive, but a lot cheaper. And here we go. It is the Furman PFI 20. I actually had the 15 version of this in Mammoth. So this guy's on its way.
And you need that for what reason exactly?
To give this extra amplifier power to these amplifiers. It's the higher amperage to go to these power hungry amplifiers.
I don't understand. So I guess I don't understand.
So normal houses have 15 amp circuits, right?
Okay.
And you get a 20 amp line. So now these amplifiers on a 20 amp dedicated service circuit will pump out 220 watts, 8 ohm, and 420 watts, 4 ohm.
So what would happen if you just use the regular, like a surge
regular, then you would be getting the 200 watts per channel. So, yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's what this is saying.
Why is it getting less just because of your surge protector that you use?
No, it's the circuit. Right? It's the circuit that the line is on. It's a 20 amp circuit. I only get the surge protector because I need to have more outlets. There's only like 4 outlets here.
I know, but this surge protector that you're showing me is $1,000.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a big.
Why is it $1,000?
Because it's got.
Help me understand, please.
Because it supports 20 amps.
Oh, so I see.
And here's what do you call it says? What did he say?
Because most surge protectors only support 15 amps.
Yeah, Marv. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was on this search, and all I could find was this expensive ass shit for like $4,000 or $5,000. So Michael says we use Furman's. We'll explain in the after show, and this is also why you should become part of the crew, ladies and gentlemen. Go to crew.dailyhifi.com. And we get to hear cool explanations by all of our crew. So, yeah. So then I went down this rabbit hole of having to do, and then this plug is totally different, Joe. Not just this IE. What's that?
Because it's orange?
No, this thing here. This guy?
Oh, okay. All right. I'm just being a fool. Okay. Yeah, no, I see it. It's a different type of plug. All right.
It actually has the outlet for these things. It's like a horizontal. Right? So the actual plug to this thing, yes, it's a NEMA plug. That's what it's called. And it's totally different. So when you have a supposedly, according to this manual, because I'm reading the manual like a professional, right? A 20 amp line, and you do a bridged mono on one of these channels, you're going to be getting 650 watts of output now. Yeah. Like what? What are we talking here? So hey, yeah, let's try it out. Let's see what's up. This is what it's supposed to do. Let's fucking rock and roll, baby.
Yeah, I never paid attention to how many amps the power strip or whatever is capable of. I'm using those ELAC ProTech ones because I made some videos for them and I just had some here.
Yeah.
So
I saw those at Best Buy.
They sell them at Best Buy?
Yeah,
that's what I made the video for. It was for Best Buy, and nobody ever saw them.
Really?
I made a video for them
for Best Buy.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm wondering. Interesting. Okay.
Home audio channel. I'm a service technician for a manufacturer of UPS and surge protectors. I can get you an employee discount. Damn it! This is what I need to know. Email me, bro.
You have to be careful. Reverend Slim says you have to be careful. What is it? Here. You have to be careful. You could have a 20 amp breaker, but feeding a lot of 15 amp sockets, and it still technically be up to code. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I needed to know if these sockets were actually 20 amps. So yeah, it all is. I mean, this is a commercial building, so usually for commercial buildings they'll run 20 amp lines and sockets. So all So you need more than 20 amp fuse on the circuit, right? Else you'd be tripping. We don't want to be tripping, bro.
Well, for sure, I know which speakers you're using. If you went anywhere close to that amount of power, there's some other things that you have to worry about aside from the breakers.
There's definitely going to be a lot of headroom. I'm not going to.
You're going to have to be worrying about smoke coming out of those speakers.
Yeah. What is up with this TV, man? This is the third time this live stream it's turned off. Good gosh. But I understand what you're saying. Hey, I'm trying to see. They said that it does this, so let's try it and see if it does this. Let's do it. Let's do it because I'm a professional, ladies and gentlemen, reading the manual here. So yeah, interesting stuff. So I went down that rabbit hole. I had no idea of any of this stuff until like last week. So and I've always heard of people in their home theaters putting in a 20 amp line dedicated for all their, electronics, subwoofers, all this kind of stuff. So yeah, there it is. That's all some new stuff. What else? Oh, I got more cables.
Yay.
I mean, I did contact somebody at AudioQuest that we know. And I was like, hey, what's up with this Niagara? It's like $6,000. Can you guys just send me one? And she's like, well, it depends on what you say about AudioQuest. I was just like, well, I'm not
depends on what you say about AudioQuest.
I'm like, well, fuck it. I'll just buy one.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I'm not saying anything about that. I'm just, I've heard some people that didn't get some cables, and all of a sudden they just started going on rants about AudioQuest, but that's hearsay. I don't know if that's true or not. Anyway, I'll show you something I'm getting in.
Okay.
Remember we were talking about the Philharmonic speakers and how they look really cool for the price?
Which ones are those? You gotta refresh my memory.
Philharmonic. I got it. I got the page up right now. Okay. Boom. These things. Look at the price. So 2,000 a pair. Look at that finish, bro. So I guess I'm gonna get some of these in for review.
Wow, really?
Curved rosewood.
Look at that.
And the only reason, right? Typically, if somebody wants to send me speakers, I'm just like, nah, I'm good, right? The only reason is just because I saw some of the measurements on these, and I'm like, that looks very promising. Like these might be, let's just say this. Let's just say that the Polk XT20s are like the real budget ones that take very well to EQ. These are a step up, right? So the Polk XT20 are what, $250 a pair, and then sometimes they're on sale for less. So these are the $2,000 range, and I expect them to have better performance, of course, but better drivers altogether. They're using this ribbon tweeter. I think, what is this? I think that might be a SB Acoustics woofer. So better drivers, better components, and definitely better looks. So this might be cool. In the last video, we were talking about not really having time to listen to 2-channel stuff. But I feel like if I had these set up in the living room, I'd want to just rock some stereo stuff once in a while. Like just to look at it and just let's listen to these.
That's kind of based off of the video that Tim released today, right?
Yeah, because somebody's like, I think one of the comments was funny. Somebody said like, I can't trust a reviewer who doesn't have time to listen to, sit and listen to music. And I wanted to say, yeah, because I'm listening to music, reviewing speakers. I'm not like listening for fun. Anytime I'm sitting there, I'm listening because I'm probably reviewing a piece of gear. So I'm listening a lot, but there's only so many hours in the day. So
I know. No, I feel you on that, man. And so it's kind of funny. Dennis Murphy.
No, yeah, he's the one who he's pretty much Philharmonic, so he knows how to make great crossovers. He also did, I think, the design for some of the Salk Song Towers. Oh, you know, Static Age, he knows. I think he has some of those Sulk speakers. He says he has the Philharmonic mini monitors, and they are great. So I'm excited, man, because, you know, typically that's not my my thing to kind of review smaller brands or, you know, more. I don't want to say esoteric because that implies high price, but these are kind of like just a small company, and the prices on them are pretty affordable
Like
compared to other ones that would, you know, imagine what would you have to pay for a speaker that even just looks like that with that type of finish, you know, in this space. You're gonna have to pay a ton of money, right? So $2,000 in this space is
not a lot of money.
Not a lot, right? If you're just coming into this hobby and you're like $2,000, dang, that sounds like a lot. And
I mean,
and you're right.
Yeah.
Except for it stuff starts to cost a lot of money, right? When you start having that type of finish and you're paying for nice drivers, you start looking at the prices for all these things. You're like, I hope this company's making money at a certain point, you know? So we'll see. I'm excited to check those out.
Yeah. Joey G said that he's reviewed them. Yeah. And he said that Ken Lin is running Philharmonic now.
Yes. So I got an email from Ken Lin. I don't really know who these people are yet, you know.
Yep.
But I'm just excited to get them in for a review. So we'll see.
Here we go. $2,000 ain't bad for a pair. That's pretty awesome. I mean, just look at it. I just spent $1,300 on a surge protector.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. What's a pair of speakers that has that nice of a finish?
I mean, Sonus.
I'm talking about within close to this price point. Maybe the Wharfdale Evo, or maybe
yeah.
Higher,
I mean, it kind of looks like that, like a stand mounter.
Nah, these are not really on the same level. I just gotta say, like, if we're being honest, this is not that same level of like gloss finish, right?
Let's see.
So here's the Evo. I'd probably have to go up in price from their Evo. All right, that's not.
Oh, yeah.
That's not fair to say that that's equal. What's their higher price stuff? Evo Elysian. Is that? How about Aura? Let's see. Aura.
I mean, if it's only just white and black and the gloss, I don't think. Yeah, I don't know.
Nah, maybe not. Here, walnut, piano walnut. Yeah, that's pretty nice, right?
Nice.
Hold on. Aura. Let me go to these stand mount ones. And let's go piano walnut. Okay, so we're talking about the same price. I have to say the other one still looks like it just has more just more gloss or something.
Someone says Paradigm Founder Edition.
Let me just go one more up. Let's go to their highest one, which is the Elysian.
Derek says it looks like they're $2,000 each. Are yours the ones you're getting in? Are they $2,000 a pair or $2,000 each?
No, it says right here. BMR monitor pair. They go by pair.
Okay.
That's pretty nuts, right? Yeah. Okay, so this is the Elysian. These look pretty cool.
I mean, they're $7,000.
But they're $7,000.
Yeah.
So this is the highest model. Yeah. And they do look like they have that nice shiny finish.
Yeah, they do. Look at that mirror.
I mean, Wharfdale is known for having some pretty good pricing.
Yeah.
Right? Competitive. And even them, you have to go up to, pretty high end price to get something that even looks similar. Now, SVS also has that nice gloss finish. I don't know how they do it. But it's only white and black. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. If anybody has any other recommendations, Kef R3 Meta, the Auras he's saying. What else are people saying? What did they say? Was similar in
Founder. Check out the Founder edition.
Okay. Paradigm,
yeah.
Founder.
While you're doing that, this John Smith says, how does the amplifier know you have a 20 amp line It doesn't unless it attempts to draw that much. And so, you know, we have Daryl saying that it allows more power to be drawn instantly. So there's all that stuff. Joey spent $100 on a 20 amp power bar on Amazon, but he has a 20 amp circuit. I can listen to my rig, arc weld, and run an air compressor off of it. Oh, all at the same time. Very good.
Okay, I'm looking at the Founder 40B here.
Yep.
That's what you guys are saying. Founder 40B window. So we're just judging looks right now, right? Nothing else but looks. So this is the bookshelf.
Doesn't
blue? These look like.
Doesn't Chuck have these?
I think so. Yeah.
The towers.
But these look like renders.
Yeah.
I don't like the renders as much. Yeah, that's a straight up render. So I can't tell.
Yeah.
I mean, they look all right. I can't tell. I'd have to see some real photos. All walnut. And then what's the other one they said? Kef.
R3 meta?
Kef R3 meta. R3 meta, let's go. 2,199 a pair.
Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah.
All renders.
Ugh. I mean, they do the render so they can do this fun stuff on the website.
Yeah, I get it. This is a cool color.
I like that blue.
They don't seem to have that like crazy gloss finish though, right? When I got their subs, they had like a nice gloss finish, but nothing crazy. It didn't look any. It actually looked like it was not as good as the SVS one. And actually, like a quick wipe, and you start seeing those swirls already.
Yeah.
The SVS one was a little more resilient as far as their gloss finish. Anyway, yeah, I reviewed this thing, the KC92. Anyway, if you guys have any other recommendations, then
they got them in the Dyne Audio Evoke 10s.
I think Dyne Audio probably has some good stuff. Dyne Audio.
But they're going to be a lot more expensive.
Evoke 10.
Let's be real.
Right. That's probably going to be, let's see, Evoke 10. Not from this one. Doesn't even have a gloss finish from what I'm looking at. Nah, all renders too. Yeah.
Nothing, huh?
No. Maybe Dyne Audio has some pretty cool looking stuff.
No, definitely. I saw the Evoke at a CES one time.
And
they only had a 5.2 going, and it sounded so immersive, man. Crazy. It was paired up with like an audio control processor and amp. I tried contacting them a bunch of times to get some in, but
no love.
Wasn't happening. Yeah.
Okay, so we got some questions here. Let's answer some questions. How about that? So Spade, I already answered your question. Spade 3193. He says, I'm part of the crew now. How do I join the after show? Depending on your level of memberships, we have a few different levels. I think it's a second tier that we have. We post on the community page on our YouTube channel. And so we post a link every time. So if you still can't get it from there, just comment on one of the other videos and I'll make sure to get it over to you. Let's see. How's that tone winner going? It's working well. It was just a pain to get all the info in there because it was just a ton of numbers. And instead of like the Yamaha, you said you could just go into the web interface.
Yeah.
Through the remote.
Shit.
Oh, all through the remote. It was rough. But let's just say I'm talking with them to see if we can make that easier for tone winner owners. Wendell B asked Joe, Chana and Joe, I've done multi QX, so what should I do next? I don't know if there's more to that, but
so Wendell was trying to figure out, does he get the mini DSP, or does he get Magic Beans?
I mean, okay,
Yeah,
so
there you go. There it is.
I have an idea, but okay. So what would be? I mean, I would seriously, if I was not the owner of Magic Beans and I just had to give you an answer based on my experience, I would say get Magic Beans just because it's going to affect all of your speakers, right? And if you're using a single sub, then you'll still get good, a good experience. The reason why you'd want a mini DSP 2x4 HD is if you have multiple subs and you want to EQ them separately, and then you're going to go out and just do some more advanced stuff with your subs, right? But even if you had, let's say, 4 subs like we did in our room at the show, you have 4 subs. All we did was we did the most basic type of calibration on them, which is have all the subs at the same level and just kind of use them as a summed sub, right? Like, don't even EQ them separately. Just EQ them as one sub, and we still got a very good response. Now, if you have time, then you can do multi-sub optimizer and start EQing them differently, setting the levels and delays differently on them, and try to optimize the seat-to-seat consistency. But that's for later, right?
Yeah.
I would say if you can just get all the subs summed and then have the correct house curve for all of your speakers and your subs, that's going to be something that's extremely noticeable, right? Depending on what you have currently. But if there's a big difference between your current target curve and what Magic Beans recommends as your true target curve, it's going to be extremely noticeable to anybody and everybody who hears your system. Whether you have your subs like dialed in, so you have, so this seat sounds as good as this seat, so on, maybe you'll notice. You know what I mean? I don't know that most people would notice that unless they're sitting in a null.
Very possible. Very possible.
So yeah, I would recommend eventually getting both if you have multiple subs, but I think Magic Beans would be my recommendation. I even use the WIM amps, and I run Magic Beans on those, right? So that's just 2 channels in a sub, and I'm getting good results from that. So kind of the same recommendation for you. What do you say? What do you say, Chana? Different?
I mean, I think you pretty much covered it, right? Use the sub as one, or combine the subs to be the sub. 4 subs transforms like Voltron into one, right? And then go from there. I think Magic Beans would probably be the better bet to get. And then later on down the line, because I know this is a money thing for sure. Not having to spend all of it all the time. And he just bought Multi QX as well.
Yeah. And before all that, of course, buy the best speakers that you can get, like the best measuring, the ones with good directivity. If you have that covered, and then Chana, I think you're a big fan of the room treatment now. Thank you.
Oh yeah, that stuff.
Yeah.
I think I still get some flutter if I like jump up there.
Yeah.
I had a there's that clip from what do you call that outtake from my interview with Andrew Jones at the 888 at Axpona, right? And I have both cameras set up. I'm like, all right, here's for sync, and I'm like, pop, 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 and we're both. You can see us both. Like Andrew's like, show, and I'm like, what the hell? He's like, show off the flutter echo, why don't you? I was like, we need to do something. He's like, no, when you're seated. I was like, oh, because they had all the acoustic panels kind of like where your ears were, but not if you were like standing, So it's pretty funny.
I have a question for you. For your ATS panels, ATC, what is it? ATS panels. How easy are they to remove? So let's say if we ended up doing another show for whatever reason, and let's say we had that same room that was pretty nasty. Yeah. The echo in that room was pretty The reverb was pretty crazy. How hard would it be to at least bring the panels, not even like mount them up so much?
Oh yeah.
But like, how hard would it be to remove one?
Do you want me to do it right now and show you?
Well, I don't want you to have to. I don't know how hard it is. So
it's easy. You just take it off. That's it.
I wonder how you'd mount those. I wonder if you could mount those.
Well, so they're drilled into the wall, and they use this thing called an impaler mount, right? And on the back of the here.
That sounds serious.
What's up?
I'm thinking, what if we had, like, if you brought some 2x4 type deal, kind of like SVS does for their heights. I wonder if we could just throw those on there. Hey, I'm kind of a fan of this company. You're saying they treated you well.
Yeah.
Right.
You already knew the channel.
In stock, because I've heard other people who wanted the GIKs, and they said that like they've had to wait a long time. I don't know personally. I'm just hearing back from other people that it takes a while. Huh?
That's what happened to me.
It took too long?
Yeah, like they were like, "Oh yeah, sure. Oh yeah, sure." And then
they're probably too busy, which is a good thing for business, but you got to be in stock,
I mean, who knows if it was a stock issue or just the fact that like it was just low on their list of things to do.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm starting to be a fan of this company. I like the way they look, the gray. I would rock the gray. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is the Guilford of Maine. This is the platinum color, is what it's called.
I like it.
All right. So essentially, I don't have the other ones here, but essentially this is what it is. It's called the impaler mount. Okay. So I don't have a piece of wood, but they gave me this mount and a piece of wood that goes on the back, and then you drill a hole in the center, and so the screw goes. This is in between the screw and the screw head and the, pretend my finger is the the block of wood, and then this goes to the wall. And then this on the back, Joe, it just goes.
Oh, boom, really? Just like that, huh?
So I can just pull them off the wall.
That's easy.
Yeah, see?
That was easy.
Yeah, so you do 4 of these, but 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. And this is a 1x3. I still have a 2x4 and another 1x3 that I'm not using. So they're just kind of here.
Very cool.
So we kind of calculated, they'll do like a full measurement, and then they'll like recommend a bunch of stuff. But once we got into actually like installing them, seeing where the first reflection point was in the wall, you don't just haphazardly put them anywhere. Even though my installer's like, I can have it centered on the wall. I'm like, no. We got to do this mirror thing again.
Right.
And so like the right-hand side wall, is actually pushed back more than this one. So it's off center, whereas this one's on center. So it's, it's a bunch of stuff. So we, these are other things you wouldn't know. So that's why I have some extra panels. Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure if it's in Orange County or if it's in somewhere in LA, yeah, we can just take these off the wall. I can just put little markers. And the other part was like, I wanted it so I can put some LED strips behind.
Oh yeah,
panels, right?
Yeah.
But I got to learn how to like solder.
I got a tip for you though. So like, it's easy to get. You don't have to solder. Just find the right ones on Amazon that already have the plug. Why do you have to solder?
No, because I want to do like, I want to do the side, the top, the side, and then have like a little joiner thing to hop the 5-inch gap.
Oh, so okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you only see the light on the back of the panel, not like just having extra lights.
Okay. How many panels do you have?
Huh?
How many panels in total?
5 on the left, 4 on the right.
Okay.
And the one behind me. I don't know what I do with the one behind me because there's no power outlet on that side of the room at all.
It just just make sure to don't go too cheap on the lights, because what I've found is some of them, they look the same as all the other ones, but your camera will catch the flicker.
Oh.
Yeah. So all the good ones, the Govee stuff and the Philips, I'm assuming they're fine, no flicker. But sometimes you get what you pay for with this. You might not notice with your bare eyes, but yeah. I wonder if this one.
Well, the Cameron will notice. My thing is this. What do you call it? You aren't really gonna see that. You aren't really gonna see it on the video.
You might see it like if you have it on though, like a little something.
Oh, okay. It's mainly for like when clients come in here and it just looks nice for like when I'm mixing something. They're like, oh,
you gotta do it. You gotta do it. That's part of it. That's business.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think we downplay things, like when we're talking about these panels, right? Those acoustic panels.
Yeah.
I was watching you. We were doing this, like, I think it was on the after show, when you were just listening to music, listening to your system for the first time after installing those. Dude, you kind of had like an emotional experience, dude. Like, no joke, you were just like, oh my God. Wow. Like, you know what I mean? We're downplaying a lot of times, like, yeah, they really helped the room sound better. That's not how it went.
Yeah.
You were seriously like, oh,
this is great.
wow.
I can be here for hours now. Like,
right? Am I telling the truth or not? Were you kind of like,
I was literally just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
This sounds so great.
Yeah. And that doesn't happen all the time, right? You get to review all kinds of stuff and you may say like, oh, this looks really, really nice. But how often do you have that experience where it really sounds that much better? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's rare.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen very often.
Yeah. I can't wait to get this new gear in the rack and God, extend this rack up. Oh God, I think I'll be doing that during the after show today.
I'm pretty sure you're not going to have that experience when you install that surge thing, though.
No, definitely not.
You're not going to have that level. I'm sure it's going to be in your mind. You're going to be happy that you have that and that you're getting the max power, right?
Yeah.
But I don't expect it to be like,
yeah, it won't be like a fucking, kind of moment. Looks like a reverse M3 claw, 3M claw. Yeah. Wouldn't an air gap benefit you instead of a direct mouse? Yes, actually, that also helps. The air gap between the panel and the wall does help. So, just so is that a 4-inch panel? No, they're 2-inch panels, 2 feet by 4 feet, 2-inch thick.
They I know I have like the cheap foam panels here in the studio because I wanted to cover the entire wall, right?
Yeah.
It's for a different purpose. I just didn't want the reflection getting to this microphone here.
Yeah.
So I have the cheap foam that you buy on Amazon, and it looks like the cheap, like 1-inch foam or whatever. But actually, I have like foam on top of foam. It's like 4 inches worth on this wall. And if I were to take it down, it's very noticeable. Like it does exactly what I needed to do.
Yep. Like I can now be in here mixing something in Atmos for multitude of hours and not having like, because when I left, like when I did that song right before the show, what was it? The Lean On song. I did that in like a day and a half. And I was like, when I left both days to go home, I was just like, my ears are kind of ringing. There's still this kind of like discomfort. And it's because the highs or just fucking smashing back and forth through this room. And then it's also in Atmos. So they're just coming at me and flying around and doing all this shit.
Yeah.
So it's actually pretty cool. And I'm glad it finally happened so that I can actually be in here. And that's the biggest, like the biggest smile on my face was when you were seeing me experience it for the first time. It was just like, oh my God, I can stay in here for hours. It's not going to fuck with my ears.
Right.
That's essentially the thing.
The house next to us looks pretty much the exact same as our house,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Same layout. And so they had an open house, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're selling. And so we went in just to see what it looked. I mean,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But the first thing I noticed, like, man, this place is echoey. The way it sounded in there compared to our place because of the furniture and the rugs and all that stuff. You're like, this is the same space, but oh my God, like you couldn't even have a conversation. You know, I was trying to talk to the lady there. It's like, blah, 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 like just echo. Anyway, what other questions do we have?
Well, here somebody asked, Daryl asked, I'm curious if you treated the ceiling at all. This is a drop ceiling, so I didn't
Sometimes those absorb actually a little bit.
Yeah, it has all those like little whatever panels, whatever the shit that's made out of.
Yeah, so they're not like extremely bad. They don't absorb like a panel would, but just know this. We tried to use the up-firing speakers on those.
Yeah.
Right? At that event that I had near us, and it does not reflect the sound as well as my ceiling.
Right.
Same height,
okay.
But just because they were that type, it was like it just wasn't doing the thing. So
then there you go. Don't really need to do it so much for that, for a ceiling like this. So yeah, I'm totally happy with, you know, I'm actually, it may not look like, but I'm pretty fucking excited about it.
Yeah.
So I saved my ears a lot of like damage, and I mean, yeah, going to the big party on Sunday night probably didn't help. But I made sure to keep away from the speakers.
Static Age asks, Sean or Joe, do either of you have a turntable? Do you have a turntable still?
I have one in storage. I'll probably give it away to somebody. I ran into somebody over the weekend that wanted a turntable, so I was gonna give it to them. It's one of those like U-turn turntables. I had a pretty pricey one. I ended up selling it. The Technics came out with like a $3,000 or $4,000 one. But Static Age, what I'm looking at in front of me is like I've got a front stage of towers, right? And so I have two racks, one on either side, one on the left, one on the right. And the one on the left handles all of like the processor, amplifier, Atmos mixing, audio interface, all that shit. On the right, I have a bunch of sources. So at the top, which is also why I got another shelf for this one. I only needed the one shelf on the left, but I got one for the right too as well. So I can actually put something on the top so I can have a turntable at some point. I don't know. You know, one of these companies want to send me a turntable like MoFi or something like that. I can do it. Some turntable reviews. I'd have to buy some vinyl. Oh shit! All my cartridges are up in Mammoth. God damn it!
You know, I don't have one right now. I used to have one just like to mess around, like the one that kind of looked like the what were the Techniques, the ones that DJs would use? 1200s. I had some Audio Technical ones that looked kind of like those.
Oh yeah, the clone. Yeah, no, I know that one. Yeah,
looked like them, and it was whatever. And then I think it was maybe Fluence that sent me another one that was like just simple, and that one sounded better. You know, the other one I had to modify it to kind of like skip the, you know, the preamps or whatever the heck it was doing. So I had to modify that one. This one, yeah, the other one I had was better, but that went into the storage fire. So,
wow, yeah.
And by the way, I think I think Aaron said that he's helping a friend who had a fire at his house. Yeah. So that's where Aaron's at.
Yep. Woldy said he's excited. He's currently giving home theater the full Gramani treatment of diffusion and absorption. Nice. Somebody asked if I needed diffusion and or dispersion. Both I got 3 quotes, and 2 of the quotes said I don't need dispersion in this room. This room's too small for dispersion. I need more absorption than dispersion. Although one, you know, the folks at GIK was just like, no, yeah, just throw it in there.
Yeah,
probably just because it looks cooler.
Are they the ones who did the model for you where every single piece of the wall was covered?
Yeah,
like every piece,
everything.
Like there was not one uncovered piece of the wall, was there?
No, everything had some shit in there. Like
that's why they're out of stock. See, they're just filling it.
Exactly. Thank you, Larry. Appreciate it.
Let's get to a few more questions here. We're at an hour, so, and I got some food here. I don't want to be all chana eating this Panda Express here.
Oh, hey, guess what? Speaking of food, I just got my first box of Factor.
Huh? What?
Who?
Your first
Factor?
what?
Factor 75? It's like a meal prep service.
Oh, dude, you expect me to know what that is?
Yeah. Come on, Mr. Show and Tell. Come on.
I don't know what that is.
So maybe I should get a Factor sponsorship.
Yes.
I want to talk about it. Yeah. But essentially, along with the personal trainer, I got to count how many calories are going in so that I can have a caloric deficit so I can lose weight. So with these Factor meals, it's like 600 calories. Boom. Done. That's it. And they're fucking delicious. Holy shit. They were so good.
Since we're totally off topic. Here's a post that I did a while back. When was this? February 2nd. About the DJI Mic 2. So that's the Mic 2s. Which is great because they work with the Pocket 3, but the sound was like not great. Like I actually recorded the frequency response and compared it to a calibrated mic, and then I showed them like how to EQ this thing so it sounded better. Because a lot of people were just saying that the Rode ones sounded a lot better, right? So anyway, recently they did a firmware update. I don't know if they read this post or not, but it sounds better. Not as neutral as I would have wanted based on my post, but better, like significantly better. More bass, more treble, and just overall not as dull as what it sounded like before. So kind of interesting.
I mean, I run all my audio through Alphonic, even these guys. So
that's for the levels. I'm talking about the tonal response.
Oh, okay.
So you should update it. You just download the file, throw it into there. It's gonna sound better.
Dude, I don't want to do that,
bro.
Takes such a pain in the ass. And what do I need? You know what? I just had to do an update on my car. Like, what the fuck? Can we?
Am I gonna send you a file, bro? I'll send you the file. You plug it in with USB to your laptop. Plug that in. It'll show up as a drive, and then you drag and drop it into the root and turn it on, and it updates.
Oh, that's easy enough.
It is easy. Anyway, since we're off topic, here's another question that is on topic. Juan Hernandez asks, subwoofer question. Would it have the same result placing two subs stacked versus side by side? No. Because you're activating different room modes. Right?
Sure, it's not a node.
Modes, right?
My man.
Man.
Node.
So just think about it like this. Another way to think about it is, let's say you have one sub in the corner, front left corner, and then you add a second one on top of it, above, right? Imagine you were able to like float that second subwoofer, and you just took out the first one, right? Think about that placement. Now think about placing a sub, same situation, but you place the subwoofer to the right of the first one. Those two are going to have different interactions with the room because your room is not a perfect square, right? It's probably rectangular in some way where the ceiling height is not, let's say the ceiling height is 8 or 9 feet. That's a pretty small room if the back wall is also 8 to 9 feet. That's like a tiny room, right? Your back wall is probably going to be a lot further. Your side walls are going to be a lot further out the other way. And because where you're placing the sub in the room affects the sound, moving it up is not the same as moving it to the right or left or towards you, right? In a square room, I guess it wouldn't matter. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I don't think it would make such a difference in a square room, but your room is not square. So hopefully that answers the question. If anybody else disagrees, then let me know. What else we got?
Oh, here. This one's about Match Beans. He just do you offer a discount? Joe just put up a discount. What is the code? $50 off. I love Wipeout.
Yeah, even though you don't have Wipeout, you know, you have a Denon, or what does he have? Denon,
yeah.
Okay, you have a Denon, which with multi-QX is going to be a lot easier to implement. So, instead of me having to say I love Odyssey or I love Denon, just use I love Wipeout. Show some love to the Yamaha folks. We're always making fun of Wipeout, and it's probably not as bad as what we're saying. So just use that code. Use I love
Wipeout. Is what we're saying.
And you get $50 off.
Even Aaron was like, when Aaron got it, he's just like, man, this is not good. And when Aaron says something is not good, like you could really, really trust it. If it's me, you can be like, Chana says it's not good, but what does he know? He's not the professional. But when Aaron says it's not good, now you're like, shit.
Well, the problem with Wipeout and all these other ones is they're gonna give you pretty much the same target curve, regardless. So somebody can have a system in the room where that target curve is pretty close to ideal. And they're going to say, man, Wipeout is good. I don't know what they're talking about. Or you could have it in a different room where it's completely the wrong curve. And that person's experience is going to be like, dude, this sucks. So that's the issue. Magic Beans is going to give you the custom curve. So it should sound good in every room. Right. What else?
Let's see here. I live in an apartment, currently have a 2.1 setup, 10-year-old Marantz AVR 7701, 7.2 preamp. Should I upgrade speakers and amp subs and finish building surround out, or new preamp first, then upgrade the rest? Huh. That's a good question.
Go for it.
No. Well, which one should you do first?
Yeah. I'm reading it. I'm catching up. Because I was thinking, while you were reading that, I was thinking of whether I should take a bite and be rude because I'm starving.
Do it. Do it.
You answer that question. I'm gonna be rude.
I usually mute my microphone though when I'm eating.
Yeah. Whatever.
Like,
if you watch this long, you're probably a fan.
Moment of silence for Joe to eat. All right, so this is a good question. Actually, I don't know. I don't know what's better to do, to upgrade your speakers first or your equipment first. Maybe figure out what kind of. I would go with your equipment first. Figure out what kind of setup you want, what your speaker configuration is going to be first, and then upgrade your speakers right at that point. Or maybe you won't even need an upgrade of all of your speakers. The 10-year-old Marantz, probably good time to upgrade. I have go ahead.
No, I was gonna say my advice would be buy the thing that is most exciting to you. So like if you have to buy some new speakers and if that's exciting, do that. Isn't that the normal way to go about it? Like what makes you feel like, excited? Because eventually you're gonna buy probably all of it. It's just about what you're gonna buy first, second, third, right? So buy the exciting thing that you think is gonna make the most difference first. And usually that's like speakers. Right? The thing that actually requires the least amount of work too. Because if you start going and doing a surround sound system, now you're going to have to start buying things that are not so fun, like wires and mounts or, stuff that you kind of just have to do. So
speaking of, I was going to say, or you could do speaker on a stick, but quick tangent. My speaker on a sticks were fine during the earthquake.
Oh, yeah. There was an earthquake recently. Yeah. Right near you, too.
Yeah. Right here.
Right near you. You felt that one, though, huh?
I was at home. I was on the phone, sitting on the couch. Yeah.
Yeah, I was busy, too.
Yeah.
What else we got here?
But let's see. I don't know. I can't tell because this TV turned off again by itself. What the hell? It's so annoying.
Hopefully that answers your question, Big John. So another John Mensa. Can I use the Denon 3800H with all 9 channels driven without any overheating issues?
It depends. That's what I'd say. That's the professional answer. I'm reading the manual here, and it says it depends.
How's your cooling? Where do you live? Right? I have a 4700H, and I think it started messing up because I was driving all the channels with the internal amps, and it was just overheating.
And what resistance level are those guys?
Probably like some 4 ohm. I mean, they're monolith speakers, so probably rocking some 3 ohm. Who knows, right?
Yeah. And, so maybe if you have like speakers that are lower in sensitivity, because those are higher in sensitivity. Mm-hmm. Maybe you can get away with doing what you're talking about, John. Or maybe if they're like sensitivity rating of like 75 with like 4 ohms, then you're gonna be like, yeah, this thing's gonna be working.
So what mine's doing is it's going into this mode where it thinks that I plugged in the mic and it's going to the setup. And so it's freaking out, right? But I think it's really because it's just overheating. Like it's just tripping out.
Yeah, it's tripping out.
Something got loose because of the heat. But it's also because I have an ultra short throw projector near it. And the fan's not blowing towards it, but that thing is creating heat also. It's not even that close. It's like over a foot away.
So ventilation is a big thing. Is your receiver in a rack?
There was nothing on top of it. It was just sitting on top.
But
it's also near a window, and we're in Southern California, and maybe that's hot. So there's all these different factors, right? Yeah. It's because it's near the window. If there's some sun, usually we have the projector up, the screen, so it's blocking it. But I don't know. I think there's too many people. If you look up Denon X3800H or whatever, anything from that model, and type in like problems and see in the forum posts if other people are having problems of overheating, right? And if you see that that's the case, it might be safer to run those in preamp mode and run external amplification if you can. So that's what I'm doing now. I have the X6700H, which is a beast. I love that thing. It can easily power all my speakers, but I'm choosing to run it in preamp mode for the same reason. I don't want it to overheat. And I just have a bunch of Class D cheap, inexpensive Class D amps, because if those break, it's not a problem, right? Replacing some Class D amps versus having to replace a 6700H. I don't want to have to replace a 6700H. It's not crazy expensive, but it's a couple G's, right? I don't want to. I can spend $100 and replace these amps. That's not a problem. But having to replace,
you can still get one for about $2,000, yeah.
$2,000,
$1,899 on Amazon.
These Class D amps are like $100.
$100, yeah.
$100, like
the newer model, the 6800, is $3,200. Wow.
Yeah,
that sounds so expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is cool. I'm looking at my 6700 being like, damn, where am I going to put this now?
No. Oh, yeah. It's not going to be used, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be sitting on a shelf just like my AV10 and an AV7706 and the Sony 3000 ES. Where?
Get one of those racks behind you with just decoration of all the
all the past AVRs in my life, like my old ex-girlfriends or something.
Yeah, man.
All right, John, I hope that did it. Swolzy, if I have a base layer of 7.x.x system, would you prioritize 6 overhead tops or 4 tops and front wides?
I feel like we've answered that a few times, but let's answer it again.
Okay,
go.
I go 6 overheads. I'm actually doing that. I've got my extra speaker on a sticks here. I've got all the pieces, and I'm going to be running this Act 4 as 716.
And to be fair, you've never set up wides though.
I have set up wides.
Really, like on a permanent setup, like
not a permanent setup, just to test, just to test the disc, just to test the disc. And I was like, okay.
Here's my answer.
Yeah.
My answer would be, I think wides can make a bigger difference depending on the room, right? And how far the front left and the surround left are. You know, if there's a big gap there, then you could probably use a wide. But if your system can upmix from normal stuff and utilize the wide, because unless something is in, mix in 9.1.6, where content that's moving around that area is going to send content to the wide, you may have a system where if it's not mixed that way, it's just not using your wides at all.
Yeah.
In which case you have them there, they're not doing anything. Might as well go with the 6 overhead at that point, right? So I think you can hear a bigger difference, but you have to have a system that would take advantage of it. And as of right now, like the HTP one has like a synth mode where it'll kind of just like mix down whatever in the left and left surround and right surround and kind of like make something so it'll always be active. But that's not, I don't think that's as good as, let's say, the new Dolby surround up mixer. There are different versions. The newest version that's in the newer Denon and Marantz stuff, probably some other products as well. Theirs does that. It'll actually upmix and send content to the wides. Right? So that's my answer.
There it is.
Next, we should get out of here soon too.
Yeah, what do you think is the right choice between Klipsch RP 1200 SW subwoofer for 1050 versus the SVS PB 2000 Pro for 1340? Difference of 290, 190, 290. I can't do math right now.
Well, let's just say this: I've never reviewed any of the Klipsch subwoofers, right? This RP 1200 SW, is that long one, the one that's like super deep?
No, that's the 1600. This is like the 12. Yeah, this is not that one.
Okay, so
because that thing's like $2,000.
Okay, hold on a second. RP 1200 SW. Let me see which one this one is. I thought this was their newer ones that are like, they look normal from the front, and then you look at it from the side like, dang.
Well, I don't know, but I just found it for $7.99 each.
Yeah, this is that one that's super long. This is their newer one. Because I reviewed I didn't review. I've measured their older ones. Their top of the line 15-inch models, I think, and they just weren't impressive, right? When I saw how they measured in room, like an equivalent SVS would outperform those. These, I think, are different in that I think they're pretty equal as far as output capability because the box is huge, right? The box is humongous on these.
Yeah.
Depth-wise. So I have never reviewed it, so I can't tell you from experience. But I've always been happy with the SVS stuff. I can't say whether it's better or worse. I don't have enough experience with the Klipsch one. The PB 2000 Pro. Have I reviewed the 2000?
I don't think so.
I've reviewed the SB 3000 and no, I think I have. Not the PB 2000, the SB 2000.
SB 2000.
Yeah. I've always been impressed with all the SVS stuff.
Yeah, I don't think you could go wrong with the SVS.
Yeah. How's the reliability on these? Are people having issues with reliability?
I have no idea. I'm sure somebody will be talking about how what their amps were giving out on the previous versions.
Yeah, I think so. So I would look in the forums and see if people are having issues with reliability on the Klipsch, but if not, I think they're probably good. I've heard good things about them.
Oh, here we go. These guys all want this 6700. Look at these guys.
Yeah, I know.
I call dibs. You
How's it
guys are
going,
hilarious.
Shauna? How you doing, man? Happy birthday, brother.
Yeah, right. What up,
Happy birthday,
brother?
brother. You looking good, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, brother.
I don't know, Jeremy. Maybe we need to have a redo on some of those conversations, bro. You might have to edit some comments or something. Oh yeah, you. Somebody want. I got something people want. Oh yeah.
Man.
Oh, this is fun. Yeah. No, although I am so not looking forward to I'm looking forward to once all this shit is like done and done. But like, this is not gonna be fucking easy.
Hey, that's part of it, though. Are you having fun, like, with the process, at least?
Oh yeah, I mean, like just sourcing out the parts because if for those that don't know, the way that I have my system set up is I'll have a 16 channel. Well, I'm only gonna run 13 plus the sub, and so 14 channels. But I also have the mixing, so I have the consumer side and the mixing side, and to get those to like the AV10. To get those things to merge into one, I had to find a device that will take in 32 channels of analog audio and spit out 16 channels. And I need to be able to switch at the touch of a button. Oh, and Joe, I found out that these things that I got, it even has a foot switch, so I can do it from the table here and not even have to get up and like one slaves to the other. So I only have to press the one button instead of the one button twice, like on each unit. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty cool. I'm trying to make a video about it. I don't even know. I have to like break it up. It's just a long thing.
I like how you said sourcing the thing. So basically, shopping for products is your.
That's what I like. Yeah.
Oh, that's hard, bro. Oh, for you. I gotta browse on Amazon and different websites for the stuff that I need.
For this shit.
Not even
I mean,
anything.
I don't think any Atmos studio like has a setup like this where they could just whatever they're working on, they just bounce it out and then pop it into a consumer setup, hit a button, and then now they're on the consumer mode. We're using the same speakers in the same room. Like that's
mine is a little tricky. I have to go into the audio stuff and change settings on the audio, but I'm using the same amplifiers and same speakers, but I have to change how the audio is routed internally in the software.
And I know that spaghetti looking thing that you're using, bro. Like I would
dude, it's not pretty. It's not pretty.
And sometimes I'm listening to something, you're like, wait, hold on. It's not working right. Hold on. I got to double check this. And you're like, this thing wasn't on.
I'm sure there are other systems that make it a little bit easier, but it's tricky.
Yeah, no.
One more question I would like to answer is just this one from Big John. It says, another thing I want to incorporate when I do my upgrades is using ISO acoustic products worth the money or just a gimmick. So I have the ISO acoustics Gaia 3s, the little feet. They sent them to me. I didn't pay for them, so maybe my feeling towards them is different, but they totally changed the sound. No, I'm just kidding. I'm playing with you guys. I think that they look really cool. They feel well built, right? And when I put them on the stands, I mean, I'll tell you the things that I like. Can I hear a difference? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think I can hear a difference. Maybe I don't know. It's not something I'm like, oh man. But I can tell you my experience with them is really that I like having them on the stand. It's as simple as that. Like
visual. It's a visual.
If I had a choice of either having it on or not having it on and just using the stock spikes or feet, I'd rather have those on. Why? Because they look cool. Also, if you put them on wood, they have kind of a suction cup effect, which is weird, right? So they don't market it as such, but here in my space, I have like kind of like wood floors, and when you put those down, they suction to the floor. So like if you like knock the speaker, right, the thing just wiggles and stays in place because they're like stuck onto the floor. I like that. That's like a cool thing. I think that's good enough, right? You like the way they look. They make it more stable so your thing doesn't get knocked over. And who knows what it does to the sound. Not everything has to be sound related. It could just be like I like them and they keep my speaker from falling. You know? Or you can just buy Blue Tack. I'll send you the affiliate link for that.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Another good answer, he says.
There you go. Blue Tack. On everything. That's all I got. That's all I got for you. Hopefully that helps. And we've had them on. So we've had the guys from Acoustics on describing how, you know, they put an accelerometer on it and they could tell the difference. And maybe, I don't know. Okay. You know, I think if you just like the way they look, it's good enough. They make you feel good. That's good enough. Right.
There you go.
So, anyway, I think that's it. I want to join the after show and talk to these guys and eat my
your food.
Yeah.
All right.
Shall we?
All right, everybody. If you want to support the channel, make sure to go to shop.dailyhifi.com, pick up yourself a hat or a hoodie. If you like to listen to the podcast, make sure you go to anchor.fm/dailyhifi to listen. And of course, be part of the after show where we do a video chat with you, just like this, but you're here. Go to crew.daily.hifi, daily.hi.com. //dash.com. crew.dailyhifi.com. That's actually a song. Did you know that? It's like no. Chemical Brothers. //dash.com.
That sounds like go see Cal, go see Cal, go see Cal.
On behalf of myself, Joe, and Aaron, who is not here, thank you guys so much for hanging out. If you're watching on the replay, make sure you're here Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern, so that you can ask your questions and just hang out and have fun with us. Until next time.